Ta-da! Right. It's the end of the day. Oh my God, it's been a really cool day, to be honest. I didn't do my module. My brain wasn't in that sort of mode, and like what happened, I ran out of time because I went into a whirlwind on my room. And it was just the time of day. It was like I went to my group. It wasn't that they wouldn't let me in, it was that it wasn't happening. It just happened this morning. There wasn't two groups. But I bumped into the lady who I now know her actual name. I never thought of a name for her. She's a very cool bird. And like she recognised me from a distance. I'd gone down there, mentioned it. They were really sound, and they also, no one knew what anyone else was doing. She was like, I don't know, is it in that, where do you normally have it? She didn't even know the group was happening there. She asked if it happened normally in another fucking premises. But she came in and they chatted loads, and like one of the receptionists said, I've overheard my colleague on the phone about you, so is that okay if I leave her to take over your case? I was like, wow. And then she came up and said, I've just seen the ladies who take it. They just walked out. She went very NHS. She went, I think they're going for a bit of a breather. I was like, all right, yeah, they've gone up the lane, whatever. Why can't you just say they've gone for a fag? Fucking hell, they smoke. Fucking make them feel any fucking worse for it. Anyway, I came out and I was already saying before they started chasing all that. I'm not being funny, but it's like 4 minutes to 2. The last time I came, it was about 1:45, and they were already in there, and there was tables out and leaflets on the table, and they were ready in loads of time. So I don't think it's happening. And I bumped into her, and she saw me from quite a way away, and she was like, "All right, mate." She came over. She's a proper, like, she is just so. I don't think she'd be offended about me calling her laddish. I really don't think she would. I don't think she'd give a fuck. Actually, I think that's probably why she wouldn't care much, because she wouldn't actually give a shit. That's why she's the kind of person I like. But she was very impressed with my claws. She really liked them. So anyway, I spent a bit of time chatting to her and another, I think, who might actually be from now. I think she might officially be my key nurse, because she was a nurse. And before I'd even spoken to her, she started calling me Michael. And I was like, oh, Mikey, please. Don't call me that name. Michael. Don't call me that name. Don't. Just don't. It's not my name. My name's Mikey. I really got fucking rather disgruntled there. But no, I chatted to her, and she said she got all official and said, I can send an email now. And I just referred to something. I said, actually, Dr. Blooperty did say he was sending an email yesterday when we were in the thing. I don't know, I can't remember who to, but it'll be in my notes. And she just went, okay, I'll have a look. So I think she might be my key nurse or whatever. But that's cool, like, get to know the people who are going to be like sorting me through this shit. Because it does sound pretty intense from what they're going on about. Like, to suddenly find out you've got to do a 2-day course first. And And I spoke to the pair of them about that. And it was kind of half news to them, and it all sort of made sense. But it was a nice little chat, actually. They were lovely. Hello, mate. You've been in the rainy outsideness. Am I a towel? Am I now a towel? I think I'm a towel. So then I went into Bocco, and then I trained, and I did do my chest, and it was a little bit too early because I couldn't hit my max. But then, you know, I'd sorted everything out. I'd done my laundry. I'd been and had a decent meal before all of that, before any of that. I've eaten again tonight. When I came back, I put all my laundry away and folded it up neatly, and I made some more room here. It was like I was still kind of floating around a little bit. I keep saying high, but is it high, or am I just normal? Is that just me, and I'm able to access the parts of me that I wasn't able to access before? That's how I like to see it. That's how I like to understand it, because that's how it kind of feels. Because, yeah, like walking around while I'm doing tasks and singing, it's like, again, I've not done a huge amount by anyone's standards, but when I've when I compare it to, very recent days where it was just that, oh, I don't know why, and I don't want to fucking move, and I'm feeling just frightened, and all that sort of shit. It's a fucking huge improvement, massive improvement. And I can't deny the difference in being able to keep going with things and the fundamental difference that makes to so many things that have been quite ridiculous to explain why I can't do. And I think that's led to a lot of my reluctance to sort of talk about it. Because, when I do talk about it, a lot of time people, again, they're well-meaning and say, don't be living in the negative and whatever. It's like, no, I just need to accept what it is. I think actually that was a thing that I've been meaning to put in that I didn't put in the feedback from Dr. Bleeberty, is when I talked about sitting with it. And it was one of those, me and him do both like to chat a lot, so we often sort of talk over each other. And I think he was trying to jump in, and I was thinking, no, you need to, please, this is important. So I got to the end, and it was when I said sit with it, and his reaction was like, yep, bingo, like that sort of thing. And then he talked about it afterwards and said, you're right, that it is quite often the sort of things that people would advise you not to do. And I've commented on this before, and I've been saying this for a couple of years, quite vocally, on Facebook, on posts that I know other people are reading, or of my own stuff, and on these videos. Accepting it takes a lot of the power out of it. And what he was coming at it from was, learning to actually accept that it is, but then what? That's where you all right, dude. That's where you start to practice learning to deal with it. So it becomes the thing that was a fierce, burning pain every time you took a step is now a dull ache that's much more in the back of your mind, and you're now able to do things. Is it better? No. Is it going to get better? Maybe not. Does it hurt? Yes. Are some days worse than others? Yes. But is it crippling like it was? No. And that's, it's a great analogy there, Mikey. Thanks, Mikey. It really was. It really was perfectly explained, I think. So it's all good. It's all good, really. I mean, I'm not all fantasticalized about it, but it's way much sort of closer to, like, for instance, I was still at about 6-ish, maybe, something like that. Still possibly considering doing a bit of study. I was thinking, I just don't rule it out. I was gonna maybe do a bit of DJing and just roll out some live shit. But I've just thought, well, it doesn't matter because I've achieved loads. I didn't achieve any of the study. That doesn't fucking matter. Like, I've got all day tomorrow, basically. My environment is so much more fucking organised around me, and that makes a difference. That makes a difference. And, basically, if that's what life on these pills is like, then fantastical. It is like, what is it now? It is about 10:30, 11:45-ish. I can't really see my watch. If I could get sleepy by midnight and wake up at 6, because 6 hours is pretty fucking banging for me, normally. 6 hours is about right. I could be up at 6 and just have the whole day and just think, there's nothing I need to, like, I don't know. There's just a complete, what's it called? Carte blanche, as it were. And it feels like I've got something to do that from, in a way. And that is a lot to do with the environment. And that was the other thing I was going to mention was, I have commented before about when I was talking to that personal trainer years ago about how I tend to deflect doing my written work onto, but I do need to do the fucking ironing. I haven't done for 3 days, but now I suddenly need to do, or I need to. I haven't hoovered since this morning, and it is a little bit fucking dirty now, that sort of shit. But no, I mean, I was like doing massive housework, and she interrupted me and just went, "No, you need it tidy, or you can't think." And it's one of those, there's those certain things that people that you'll probably never ever see again. I haven't seen her in years. But I know that'll always stick with me. It's one of those little sayings, like, tape don't lie, mush. I'll never fucking forget that. That was my lecturer at college when I was learning bricklaying, when I was, 16. and we were like, I was putting my level on the work, and it was reading level. I was saying it's level, and he just measured the top and measured the bottom and then measured the top. He's like, take that line mush, and it was longer at the top. He was like, explain that then. I was like, but the level, and he went, tape don't lie mush. I learned a lesson. That was a nice little nostalgic trip down memory lane there, Mikey. Thanks, Mikey. What the fuck am I on about? See, I'm like generally just, I think, a bit more contentical tonight. I'm a bit more spontaneous. My head is a little bit more all over the place, but I'm okay with that. Am I more babbly or not? I don't know. I don't know how I come across to you. But it's weird, isn't it? It's like a lot of what I'm feeling about taking meds is, guess what? To do with what people in society say. Which, if I mention that, you know what they'd say? Who cares what people think? But it's one of those things that's much, much deeper. It's something that you hear time and time again, and you know is these huge attitudes, and you know it's one of those situations where there's sort of strongly entrenched camps on one belief or the other. But there's not. There's a strongly entrenched camp against taking meds, and then there's a strongly entrenched camp that speak for your right to take them if you choose to. There's not many that actually say, no, they fucking work. Do you know what I mean? Because there's a load of those people. But I think that's been a lot of my trepidation over it. I always feel guilty about having a success on them or feeling too happy. I start to judge my own happiness all fucking ready on day one. Because I feel guilty for feeling happy because, you know, it's drugs and it's not the real me and it's blah, 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 blah. I think I'm just going to keep thinking about it. It's like, look, Dr. Blooperty said years ago, he said this, years and years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. He said, the meds aren't doing it for you. They're giving you the space to do it for yourself. And, you know, this is what they do with ADHD meds. They take them in and put them out as required. And it's like, yes, they normally do it with kids. That's why you're only supposed to be on these for a year. Because you're a child and you're maturing. So you have an opportunity to start to grow normally or grow at a more optimum. Should we call it optimum to stop all the fucking political correctness saying, well, what is normal? Growing optimally. But, you know, there's a similarity with me. Maybe I will get to a place where I think actually where, you know, there's certain months of the year where I'm doing like real busy shit or whatever. Or there's just certain times where I go, if they work this fucking instantly, mate, and there's no sort of withdrawals to coming off of them, you don't get too dependent on them. It's win, fucking win, fucking win, fucking win, fucking win as far as I'm concerned. I might have a bit more to say about them because this video is getting a bit too long, so I'm going to end it. But I think there's possibly another episode. Keep them pale.